the bathroom, shower, bed के भी नहा सकते हैं. We have a view of the street here. कहाँ से बोलते हैं? Yeah. This is the street view. We are ready. अभी हम लोग कैब के लिए वेट कर रहे हैं. और यहाँ पे उबर बहुत दाम है. उबर यूज़ मत करो यहाँ आने से. There's another app called याची साथी. उसको यूज़ करो. So I'm back at home right now. I just wanted to talk about how my Calcutta interview went because I think some of the people may be interested in knowing how was the interview process and what was the interview like. So that's why I'm making this part. And also during the interview, I didn't film any part of it because I was very nervous that day. I didn't feel like taking out my camera to film the interview process. That's why I'm making this video, just to share the information on how my interview was. So let's get into it. So when I first entered the room, they asked me to introduce myself. When I introduced myself, I talked about how I was from Arunachal Pradesh. So yeah, they started asking me and then asking me about it, and then we started discussing on inner line passes required for visiting Arunachal Pradesh for people from outside the state. And then they asked me why MBA, why I was pursuing this, why I wanted to pursue this career. And yeah, they didn't ask me direct question like why MBA, but they asked me something, but the gist of it was why MBA. So I gave my reasons. Yeah, I gave my reasons. I don't know if they were satisfied with my reasoning or and all. So And then one of the panelists, he gave me a math problem. The math problem was from average and mixtures. So during my CAT preparation, I really liked arithmetic. So I was quite sure of the question. And then he asked me, "Are you aware of what Donald Trump is doing currently?" So um, Russia-Ukraine war was the most recent news that day or that week. How there was a Russia-Ukraine war, and then how Donald Trump was trying to create or bring about a ceasefire between them. So I was talking about it, but I was interrupted by the panelist, and then he said like, "I'm not talking about that. Are you aware of his tariff policy, and is it feasible? What do you think about it?" So yeah, I gave my opinions. I gave the information about whatever I had read, whatever news articles I had read. And then the other panelist, she asked me, "Are you aware of the protectionist views in the world going on right now and all?" So I wasn't very aware of the term protectionist, so I just said, "Ma'am, I'm not aware of this term. Can you just explain it to me?" So she explained like how Donald Trump is claiming America first, America first. Do you think other countries are also going that way, and what do you think will happen if this occurs, like this continues going on? So yeah, I talked about it. I gave my opinions, and then I also gave an example like how recent in the recent, it was recent that day, that month. Yeah, it was last month. I'm filming this video after a month, so my memory may be a bit phased. So yeah, I talked for the protectionist views. I gave an example of how the recent Germany election, where the right-wing parties had won the elections, and how they were also very protection. They also had very protectionist policies and views. And then, yeah, they were almost done with my interview. They started asking me the meaning of my name. So I gave them the meaning, and then we had a discussion on our culture, our tribe's culture. So this was the end of my interview. They asked me what other calls I had and what other interviews I had already done, and then they also asked me to rate the interview, all the interviews I had done, and also the Calcutta interview. They asked me to rate it, and then yeah, my interview was over, and I was the last one in the panel. My interview took about um, 11 to 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, between 10 to 15 minutes. I expected it more. I expected there would be more questions, but it was much shorter and chill or better than I expected, because I expected it to be very grilling. So Calcutta was my best call. I didn't receive calls from Ahmedabad and Bangalore. So Calcutta was my best call. That's why I had put a lot of pressure on myself to perform well, to do the interview well. That's why I was very nervous and stressed that day. So yeah, this was my interview. I also wanted to say, if any of you watching is a CAT aspirant and are worried about the interview, especially if you're a person from a remote region, remote area like me from Arunachal Pradesh, because it's very difficult for us because we don't have that facilities and that exposure to these things, I would say. I would just say it's natural. It's okay to be nervous, because uh, it is nerve-wracking. The interview process is nerve-wracking, but after, like in my experience, after giving 2 or 3 interviews, I didn't feel as much as nervous as I did in the first interview. My first interview was Lucknow. It was very bad. I wasn't prepared at all for the interview. And then, yeah, the thing I wanted to say was it's okay to be nervous, and also uh, it depends on you up to a certain point, like the accounts, the work experience, and yeah, the business news and this and all the current affairs. These are the things that you have control on, you can prepare yourself with. But other than that, you don't have any control. It totally depends on the panelists, their mood or their personality. So don't stress about it too much. So some of the interviews may go bad, some of them may go good. It depends on various factors, like mainly the panelists, and then you have um, your health or your sleep, like if you didn't sleep well because you were nervous. So this may also be a factor, because this was one of the factor in my one of the interviews. And then in one of the interviews I didn't eat well, I was very hungry and I couldn't my thought process was very slow during the interview, so this is also one of the factor. So yeah, basically this was my cat array IIM Calcutta interview. And if you're a cat aspirant watching this, all the best for your exams or your interview.